question is, where will I see the biggest opportunities in 2019? And no pun intended, but probably in the opportunity zones. Opportunity zones are likely to be the biggest community development initiative this country has ever seen. There are tens of billions of dollars being put together to make investments in the opportunity zones. There are plenty of them in New York City. And so I think that's going to be a tremendous stimulus for the marketplace as we move further into the year.
Well, I would hope that the biggest opportunities are going to be in opportunity zones. So that's where we're focusing on. We're building a 65,000 square foot passive house in Manhattan with affordable units, both 421A and inclusionary. And we would like to replicate those passive houses in the opportunity zones.
I think the biggest opportunities in 2019 is really continued development of affordable housing. That's our specialty. And when we look at NYCHA and what's going on, and the fact that we really have a growing New York City economy, we need to continue to bring new housing, especially affordable housing, to the low and middle class families. And I'm excited to be part of that, to make sure that we continue to house those in need in our community.
So I think in 2019, the biggest opportunity is probably going to be on the retail side. For the last 2.5 years, retail has really taken it on the chin. And I'm starting to see and feel that there are a lot of investors, mostly local, that are willing to now take a second look at retail and invest in not just prime retail, but all types of retail in Manhattan. I think perhaps the biggest risk right now is on the multifamily side.
We are very excited about a new joint venture that we formed to focus on multifamily development in gateway cities in the U.S. New York is one of those targeted cities. New York, Boston, Chicago, and San Francisco are very important markets for us. And within New York, we have been actually incredibly focused on Manhattan. After spending so many years focused on the development of the outer boroughs, we're very excited about the tech announcements that have really fueled a lot of the headlines in Manhattan as well as in Long Island City.
Well, I think the continued growth in the outer boroughs and the Amazon announcement really, I think, accentuates the positiveness of the outer boroughs. We're building a building in Brooklyn at Dock 72 in the Navy Yard, and it's a state-of-the-art, really amazing building, fully amenitized. And I think you'll see continued growth and interest from companies to locate or relocate to or bring divisions to the outer boroughs.
I think the biggest opportunities in 2019 are going to be in the boroughs. I think Manhattan values are remaining stable, even though prices are going to decline because they're very much tied to the capital markets. But I think development is back. Land prices have actually increased in the past 2 quarters. I think the Amazonification of Queens is actually spreading out into Brooklyn. And I dare say Staten Island for logistics. I think you're going to see very heavy development, notwithstanding the fact that the construction lending market has declined slightly.
I think that the opportunities of 2019 are basically going to be an extension of 2018. Life science, FANG as they say on CNBC.
I think 2019 is going to be a big year for life sciences in New York. I think the de Blasio administration has put a big push into this area, and I think it's an area where we are rich in resources, but we haven't been able to house the talent in the right labs and in the right neighborhoods. And I think that's about to change. So I think that that's my sort of #1 thing I see happening.